It's your boy, Sense of Self. Today, it's just a continuation of food, you know. And if you haven't watched part one of food, I say you pause this, go back and watch that, and then come back and do this, which it will make it a bit more easier to understand as a whole, and also to give you a better perspective when it comes to food, you know. So the continuation was pretty simple in terms of where I got to was food. The more you eat, the more your immune system is breaking down these foods and neglecting the maintenance aspect of it. See, food is so deep, yeah. Now, the vessel that we're in, like I said, is its own ecosystem. Immediately food comes into your vessel, it starts to, try and break it down, get the nutrients out and push everything out. So imagine food coming into the body all the time. So the body don't have enough time to rest and maintain the vessel. Hence why fasting is very important, But fasting shouldn't be a one-way thing or once in a while thing. Fasting is necessary. Necessary to have fasting at least once in a week. You don't eat anything. You just drink water. Why? So you can allow your body to maintain maintenance. It's like any other thing. If you have a building and you're living in it for years, you never maintain it because there's always things going on. It's gonna break down. Look at that as diseases. Diseases don't come from food, to be honest with you. Diseases come from the mind, the way you think, and the habits you create, the mindset. There's no such thing as healthy food. There's only good food. Why do I say that? I say that because for you to go to a shop and buy food, you cannot call it healthy food. It's from a shop, and it's deep. I can't even explain it until you physically made that food. Even if you did, the whole point is you're killing life to sustain yourself, right? Any food you eat, you've taken a life. And this is why you must only eat when you're hungry. But in today's time, if you can observe animals or any creatures or any organisms on this planet that we call Earth, they don't just eat. Some animals eat once in a week, some animals eat once a day, some animals eat once only in 3 days. Only man eats anytime they want, every day. And in that, it creates diseases. There's too much garbage. I'm not saying you shouldn't eat, but one must be aware, food is only for the vessel. And that's not even the most important. As I explained earlier on, the 3 states of yourself, they all need food. So, to be able to feed yourself the true food, one, you need to be a thinker, switch your mind. When you're going to buy food, there's no need to look at it in the aspect of which one is better than the other, because they're both coming from the same place. So there's no need to worry about which one, but rather think, oh, this is good food. You go in, you eat your stuff, and you're good to go. These set times that we're given is what's creating the confusion. All man does is man eats 3 times a day or even more. In that, you don't allow the vessel to rest. And on top of that, there is the emotional stress that comes with it, and the mental stress, the fears, the conditions. You must eat this. This is healthier than this. In that, you're creating separation when you didn't make the life. Who told you this is better than that when you did not make the life? The life is all about giving and receiving. It's so deep because back in the day, right, when they used to hunt food and they used to hunt the animals, any animal that was hunted, they, pay homage to that animal. Why? Because they have taken a life and they were all aware of this. In today's time, food is in the shop. So in that, the connection is off and the separation is off. So eating it, you don't feel like you're taking a life, which is what makes it so deep. Like I said, on this channel, it's all about shining light on aspects of the life that a lot of us are not aware of. I don't want to tell you what to eat because, again, I have gone through so many different layers of different types of food, vegan to pescatarian to all that stuff. Never really to be fully indulgent in it, but it's to understand it, in that aspects. And it all comes back to you eat when you're hungry, never really causing separation. And in that, your mindset should be also switched up. It's so deep because someone will watch TV and see someone who is in a good shape, as they say, and they recommend you to eat this and this and this. But one must always be aware, you are not that person. What that person ate has nothing to do with who they are, because there are so many different aspects you are omitting from the equation apart from just the physical aspect of the food. Don't forget, you have to understand the mental state, the emotional, and then the physical follows to complete that cycle. Hence why someone will say, oh, I've been trying all this, it doesn't work. That's because they're looking at only the physical, not switching their mindset to match that. Anyway, man, I don't want to go into that too deep. But my point I'm trying to make today is to shine a light on food, food that has been, indoctrinated into our mind to eat 3 times a day. One must be aware, If you truly listen to your body or your vessel, it'll take time. But you realize your vessel always tells you when you're hungry, when you're truly hungry, not when you just want to put things in your mouth, because there's a big difference between hunger and peckishness, or when you just want to put a little something. You should be able to dissect all that when you understand the level, or when you start to listen to your vessel, rather than listening to the outer control, where we are 3 times a day, 4 times a day. And in that, there's so many chaos in the world, It's so crazy, Today, I just wanted to, just shine a little bit of light on that, as I know this topic is very sensitive when it comes to food. So I will be coming back and be breaking down different aspects of it. Again, like I said, there's 3 states. Same as there's 3 states, there's 3 types of food. There's 3 states of food as well. You can't be feeding the vessel and neglecting the emotion and then the mind. And what's so deep is the mind it's the main thing one must focus on. So when someone says, oh, I hardly eat, in today's time, people get so confused. Like, what? How? No, it's because that's not the most important. Hence why the example from the beginning, fuel is only to get the car from A to B. It is not the most important. And one must only have fuel in the car when they're using the car to create that flow. Like humans, Really and truly, you should only listen to your vessel. If you want to pee, you don't wake up in the morning and just go in there and pee. Every second you pee, You feel it and you go. If you want to drop a dime, what happens? You feel it and you go. So how come if you want to eat, you don't wait till your body feels it, but you give it a specific schedule? This is what you call, that sorcery, that mind control. That ideal has been embedded in us from day one. That the ideal of not even eating 3 times a day is like crazy to some people, Anyway, I'm gonna stop here. As you already know, sense of self is all about shining light. So I'm gonna end here, and he or she this resonates with, I say like, subscribe, and comment for new videos. Peace, and balance.